Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. I'm taking you along while I make the latest TikTok raging hack. I don't know what they call it. It's like a feta tomato pasta sauce kind of thing. So I'm going to make it tonight because we're having meatless tonight. And I thought this would be a fun time to try it because I don't know about you, but I love tomato and feta together. I'm going to put a little, D spin on it. This is not low point. I won't lie. It's not bad. I definitely have the points for it today, but we'll talk about that later. And you'll see the different things that I'm incorporating in my recipe versus, we'll talk about it. But we're going to get started. First, we have I'm using grape tomatoes. You could use cherry tomatoes, any tomatoes, We're going to cut them. We're going to put them in the bottom of our pan. And then we're going to get to it. So let's go. All right. Give myself some room to grow. Put that up here. I decided to spray my nonstick pan because, I don't want the tomatoes to stick. All right. Now, you don't have to cut these. You can most certainly leave them whole. I don't know. I just think I will want them cut. Again, that's my preference. You want to leave them whole? Leave them whole. The recipe goes either way. Now I'm going to leave the center open for the cheese. And the recipe also states some people leave the cheese in a block. Some people crumble it. Again, your personal preference. It's just how you want it. I also have my pasta water on the stove, trying to come to a boil. This will bake about 40 minutes or so. And you want to have your pasta screaming and waiting for you. And I'm actually going to save some of my pasta water to make the sauce. You can put heavy cream in if you choose. But honestly, I'm just thinking we're not going to need it. Because I think this cheese is going to give me enough creaminess. I mean, you could use fat-free half and half. But I'm not really a fan of that, honestly. Like I said, I think the cheese is going to give us enough creaminess. We should be fine. So I figured I would come along and show you how really this is going to come together in no time flat. You could have dinner on the table, other than the cook time, in probably less than 5 minutes. Like I said, I could have saved time by leaving these whole. But, and I'm going to talk about the feta that I'm going to use. I prefer the imported feta. You can use any feta you choose. You probably could even use the reduced fat feta. Maybe that would be more to your liking. Or maybe you'd save some points. Again, these are your points. You choose how you want to spend them. I always say that. This is your bank, not mine. You could choose the pasta that you want. You could choose the cheese that you want. So right here, let me grab it. I have it on my scale because put this over here. This is the cheese I am choosing to use. I get mine from Trader Joe's. It is the authentic Greek feta in the brine. To me, this has the best flavor by far. You can get a Doldone brand in your regular grocery store, but I happen to be at Trader Joe's, so I got theirs. This is a 10 ounce. Now, you could use this whole entire thing, absolutely. But I'm following the recipe, and the recipe only calls for 8 ounces. So I'm just going to drop it like it's not in here. All right, we're just gonna. Okay. Going to drizzle on top 2 tablespoons. Now the recipe called for more, but I put it down to 2 because olive oil is quite pointy. So we're just going to measure 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. That's 1. And we'll do 2. Okay. Now calls for salt and pepper. Let me grab a towel. Now be careful of salting the feta because, as we know, feta is notoriously salty. So I am mostly going to salt the tomatoes. and pepper. Did I mention my oven is preheated to 350? I'm thinking I want a little bit of garlic in here because it's mine, you know. Let me go grab my garlic. All right, I have a tablespoon of garlic. I just throw on top. I'm going to throw it in my hot oven, 350, and it roasts for 40 minutes. I'm going to check it a little before time since my pan is a little bit bigger. It might cook a little bit faster, but I will let you know. We'll come back. I'm going to reserve the pasta water when I drain my pasta because I'm going to add it to the sauce because in case you want to thin it out a little bit without adding any calories or points. But we'll put some Parmesan cheese on here after it comes out of the oven as well. I know it's a lot of information, but let me go throw it in the oven. Okay, I just pulled it out of the oven. It baked for about, like I said, 40 minutes. Did I tell you to just to get something and mash your tomato? Oh, they mash very easily, as you can see. Oops, they're squirters. So mash them a little bit. You want to keep their integrity a little bit because they are tomatoes. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix everything together. I should have grab my mopine. All right. Okay. And next, and I'm going to put a little bit of pasta water in just to thin it out. A little bit. Now you could use heavy cream here. You could use chicken broth, beef broth. I'm just opting for the pasta water because this cheese has quite a lot of flavor. Doesn't look like a lot of sauce, does it? You go grab my Parmesan cheese, and I'll be right back. Bye. All right, we have a couple. Let me get the container open of parm. Now you'll also be putting some on top, so we're just going to put a couple tablespoons and some dried basil. If you have fresh basil, that would really be good in here, but you know, I don't have any of that, but I definitely would. So I'll do about a nice teaspoon, but I would not cook the basil. I just think it would, I don't know, get bitter. And my little homage is some Kalamata olives. Now I'm actually going to put them on my own portion, not in here, so I can point them better. A little bit more pasta water. You add as much pasta water as you think you will need. Now I'm also going to put this on top of my pasta, and I could add more pasta water. Oops. Grab it. All right. This is 14 ounces of pasta. Actually, I don't think this is enough. I think this is too much pasta. Note to self, only make 8 ounces of pasta. So I'm going to remove some of this. See what happens when you don't prepare? This is D on the fly. So let me grab a container and put some of this pasta out. All right, I removed some of the pasta. It did say 8 ounces. I guess I really wasn't paying attention, right? Does it say 8 ounces of pasta? Yeah, I had 14. So we removed some. And let's pour your sauce over. I'm going to grab all of that deliciousness from this. All right, got my spoons. Let's give it a toss. There you go. And there you have the Tik-Tok, feta, and tomato pasta hack, or sauce hack. Yeah. If you want to add more pasta water. If you think it's too thin, you certainly can. Just a little bit. The starch in there helps thicken it and just gives it a really nice flavor. Helps the sauce adhere to the pasta. You can see it's beautifully adhered. So let's plate some up and try it, shall we? I put the olives on. I put a point's worth of olives because I think Kalamata olives and feta and tomato. And I did put a little sprinkling of Parmesan cheese. So this is my portion. This is my cup. It is a heaping cup, I won't lie. Let's get the tomato, the feta. Yes, I'm Italian. I slurp my spaghetti. Let's taste. That was really good. My only complaint is I'm not a fan of this pasta. This is that protein pasta. You know me, I'm a traditionalist. The only reason I thought, let me make it because it doesn't make a lot. Actually, still made too much. Because this pasta isn't enough for a family of 4 men and me. So I don't buy it anymore. I really just don't like it. I think it's, let me see what one it is. Let me go grab the box. Yeah, I don't like this. This goes on my thumbs down. It's honestly, I'm an Italian. This sucks. Quite honestly, to me, it's ruining the taste of this dish because I think the sauce is really good and thick. I just think the pasta has a bad texture. So make the sauce, buy yourself some traditional pasta. I mean, I don't try any of the other pastas like people with the carbonara. I don't eat those, so I don't even know, honestly don't even know what they taste like. I'm not a huge fan of the chickpea pasta either. I'm a traditional pasta girl. I suck up my 6 points for it. So yeah, I'll come back and we'll talk points after I eat. Look, it's snowing. I never finished this video. Why? I don't know. But here we are the next day and we are snowing here in the Northeast. I'm not thrilled about that. But let's talk points. I didn't talk points last night. I was going to upload and I'm like, duh, you didn't finish it. It comes out to 6 servings for 6 points each for the sauce. Now, again, I use that pasta, which I told you I wasn't thrilled with. My husband loved it. He said, oh, make sure you tell him that I liked it. He liked it. So if that's the pasta you choose, that's the pasta you choose. I'm just saying why I kind of wasn't like when I was eating it. It just doesn't have the bite that I'm used to in pasta. And when, that's all about the bite. So again, if you like the pasta, you eat it. Eat whatever pasta you like. I choose suck up 6 points for 2 ounces. That's my choice. That's my choice. You do your choice, I'll do my choice. And we'll live happily ever after. But yeah, so my dinner was 13 smart points. 6 points for the sauce. And I added a little more pasta because it was a fasting day yesterday, so I had tons of points. And that was my main meal. So I had like a cup and a third of pasta. I was hungry. And the sauce was really, really good. My only, I could say, I would like to add more tomatoes next time. And quite honestly, it's very rich. I don't know if I'm just not used to the richness. It was delicious, but this was very, that's why I'm glad I used the pasta water instead of the cream. Because if even fat-free cream, it would have been too rich. And I just really, honestly, I'm not a huge sauce person on stuff like that. I love lighter, more fragrant, sauces. I'm not a real cream sauce gal. Not usually. No, he loved it. He did. So I will definitely be making it again, but I will add more tomatoes next time. I'm glad I used the pasta water. I'm not, and you saw how much I used. You use as much or as little as you like, thin or as thick as you like. Like I said, if you want to put like cashew milk or some kind of nut milk in there, fat-free milk, or even fat-free half and half, just adjust the points. The points on my recipe blog are the points for no cream, just the cheese, the olive oil, and the Parmesan cheese. So that's all I accounted for. And the olives I didn't put them into the total because I put them in separately. It was just easier that way because I wanted I want the whole point. I wanted all 6 olives on my plate for 1 point. If I'm counting it, is on my plate. But that's just me. But I mean, it was different. It was easy. But I would definitely do more tomatoes. If I could do it again, more tomatoes. The cheese was enough. I don't think we needed more cheese. But maybe more parm. Because I love my parm. Yeah, I would do more parm. Maybe a little bit more. But, you know, maybe if I use a lower fat feta, I can get the points down. I used a regular. That's my favorite feta. I mean, I definitely think the taste is worth it. But that's my opinion. You use the low-fat feta. Use the crumbled low-fat feta. You probably should shave off a point or two. Put it in your recipe builder. Let me know what you get when you do that. I'll be interested to see the point difference. But it was good. It was different. It was easy, and it was fun. Definitely easy to make when you work all day. Come home and throw that in. Takes you no time at all to put together. Took 40 minutes to roast, and then you just tossed it together. So definitely easy for a weeknight meal. I will say that. But yeah, the olives were a great addition. So I hope you enjoyed this. Enjoy my snow. And if you enjoy this, give them a thumbs up. You love TikTok hacks as much as I do. I'm trying to do my TikTok. I haven't done it yet. I'm trying. Let me know if you see any TikTok hacks that I need to try, because sometimes I miss a few. But the wrap and this pasta were definitely winners, I think. So have a great day, and we will dish another day. Goodbye, folks.